Are y'all ready to get this started?
Let's go.
3, 2, 1.
Let's get it. Here we go.
Sit your ass down and get ready for the next episode of the Urban Green Room. The Urban Green Room. With your host, my girl AA and that dude D. Lewis.
Hey everyone, it's your girl AA.
What's up, world? It's your man D. Lewis.
And welcome to another episode of the Urban Green Room podcast. Hey, these are not new faces in the conversation tonight, but if you are new to the podcast, we will make sure you know exactly who's joining us today for the conversation. So first and foremost, I got to give a shout out to my girl, Ray, for joining us today from discreet.com. Yes, discreet.com. And if you missed that episode, go back and watch it. It is a must see with that episode. So, hey, Ray, welcome. And she's driving. So we're going to let her keep her hands on the wheel.
Yeah, we're going to let her keep her hand on her. Don't let Jesus grab that motherfucker. You keep him on.
Please, no, especially not white Jesus.
Facts.
So true.
And with that being said, we have Apple returning, who is becoming a fan favorite of the podcast. So welcome back, Apple.
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
What's up, App? It's so stupid. Hey, while we on App, let me real quick though. Apple's got something coming he's putting together, so be on the lookout for the shit show coming to you soon. It's guaranteed to be fucking hilarious. So
yes, can't wait for that podcast.
It's never anything serious until it gets serious. Trust me. If you see my page, all I do is pure fuckery. I'm a private person, so we can have a conversation. But trust me, I be lurking. Do not make mistakes because anybody can be on an episode.
There you go. And last but not least, we have from from California, the one and only Cali D. Welcome back, my brother.
Whoop. Thanks for having me.
What up, D?
More than welcome. So now that we know who's here for the conversation, let's get the topic jumping. So, I told D I wanted to have this conversation because I had an experience. I am huge on supporting Black-owned businesses. Like, I believe, our dollars should circulate with our own. And a few episodes back, and I believe it was season 1, we talked about, the Black dollar staying in our community for only 6 minutes, while everyone else recirculates their dollars for days at a time. So with that being said, COVID hit, Black entrepreneurship is at an all-time high. I want to spend my dollars with my people. And through this experience, the lady was rude. She pretty much told me to go fuck myself. I still haven't received my product. She said the customer is not always right, and she will look into it. So, a piece of me was like, we need to pot about this, because not only did I shame her, which I could have done better.
Wait,
but I'm a consumer and it's my money now. So this chick got to learn. So today we are making it all about things we want Black business owners to know from a consumer standpoint. Because in order for your business to grow, there are some things that you need to get right. And I say that not only because of my support of businesses, but because I am also a business owner. And the people on the panel, also business owners. So from the consumer standpoint, let's talk about this. What are some things that we would like Black business owners to know and do better?
Well, I don't know who's chit-chatting, but honestly, the thing about it is due to the places I've lived in the last 20 years, it's been hard for me to find Black business. Honestly, I've lived in like suburban areas to where I got to go to 7-Eleven every day instead of a corner store. You get what I'm saying? I have to go to Walmart or I have to go to the mall to Old Navy unless I go drive an hour to go somewhere and go shopping, or drive somewhere where it's a metropolitan area where the demographic is such to where I can get the type of stuff that me and my family like. You know what I'm saying? So for a long time, that was probably like the only Black business I was for was a weed man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, to be honest with you, because of the demographic where I was living at my location. But now that I see the things online and people doing all this thing, it's just like things happen so fast for people. Because before all this boom of they giving out all this money, the stimulus and unemployment, then people actually trying to do something smart with it. But back before, you had to get a business, you had to have a prospectus, go ask somebody for a loan, have proven this is going to work, so such and such and such and such. You can't just wake up and like, yo, I got a clothing brand, B. I'm selling hoodies today. It's just like out of nowhere. And people have no clue that this is not like just selling stuff. The only reason people open up a business is to have repeat business, not to sell one thing one time to one person. You get what I'm saying? So if you screw that up, you need to learn how to like be organized and look at all the variables of how things can go wrong before you just jump into it. So when all this stuff that you aren't unaware of, because the knowledge is everywhere, you know what I'm saying? You can look up, how do businesses fail? How does this exact business fail? What could this stuff is information is just floating through the air. So there's no excuse. You know what I'm saying? Because you have people that have great products, but customer service is poor, marketing is poor. They just don't know they don't know how to sell. Some people know how to sell, but don't know how to organize and get shipments out. They can sit on here like me and you and whoop and model this and do that, but they get $170 worth of business. They're going to get the money in a PayPal, whatever, go buy an eighth of weed, go do this, that, the third, and I got me some money instead of getting your product together and getting your product out. Now you 7 to 8 weeks out down the line when they live in 2 towns over, which is a 2-day mail spree for you. You get what I'm saying? It's just things happen so fast and they jump into it so quick that they don't know what's going on. And then when they get bombarded, it's like, yo, fuck everybody, I'm a hustler. Y'all just trying to stop my grind. No, bro, like, ask for help, my nigga. It's people that will help you. You know, that's all it is. It's like people will help you and ask for it.
So, Apple, you touched on a couple things. Like, that was a lot. Let's go back to customer service, because my issue with the lady, and I was very pleasant about it because I know life happens, you know, shipment gets delayed, whatever the case may be. But when we talk about customer service within the Black community and Black-owned businesses, there is an issue. I can't tell you how many times I've gone into a Black establishment and the girl behind the counter is chewing gum like a fucking cow. She talking on her cell phone or having side conversations with the people in the back about what she did last night with Roger and them. And I got high yesterday, girl.
Management.
I know what happened.
It's management.
But
that's management's fault. No, that's management's fault. Because if you
we're
as a manager,
we're not going to dispute that. But how do we get a Black owner to acknowledge that? Because
quit hiring your little auntie.
I don't care. I don't care what happened last night with Roger and them. I could give 2 fucks. What I want is my sandwich. Give me my sandwich and my salad. Talk about that shit on your break or after hours when the store closed, when there's no customers and y'all cleaning up. Do that on your time. But when I walk into your establishment, I'm expecting a professional interaction. I'm about to give you my money. Go, Ray.
That's what it is. It's professionalism. Some people just don't give a shit about being professional. And I have shopped at many places, and it's like, where is your professionalism? Like, that embodies customer service, having pride in the product that you put out, like all of that. And Black people, I feel like professionalism is the last thing that we learn. And sometimes we just don't want to learn from other people because we don't want anybody to tell us anything different. I can't tell you how many places I go to eat and the Black girl is just like, what? And it's like, oh, no, hi, how are you? Like, none of that, just straight to what the fuck you want. Okay, that's rude. I'm going to go ahead and go because you're not going to treat me like that. It's professionalism, and they don't think it's important. They think their product outweighs the need to be professional, and it does not. Because you can have an amazing product, but if you treat me like trash, I'm good. I'll go get a B-rate product from somebody who treats me better.
Right.
And I also think it has to do with self-image, right? Yeah. Just as professionalism, it's also self-image, because if you feel a certain way about yourself or what you do, then, you know, if you take pride in those things, then, you know, you're showing up, you're doing the things, you're welcoming people when they come in, you're giving them the best service that they can have, right? Because you know, as from a positive standpoint, man, if I make them feel good, then they're going to talk about this and they're going to keep coming back. That's a customer that's going to keep coming back, because it's like, you know what? I support them. They have good products, but also the customer service. Like, that's one thing that, hands down, you can have okay product, but if your customer service is on point, people still going to fuck with you. They still gonna go, right? They still gonna, you know, it's cool. The prices are cool, but man, like, when I'm in there, their service is great. They're always on top of things. That changes your point of view. And so if you don't have that positive self-image and you have that, it's all about me type of thing, and it's like, it's all about you. Well, get your own job, get your own business. But if you're gonna work for somebody, then you need to have the professionalism and the self-image of being the best that you can be. And having those side conversations and talking about all those other things and not showing people just straight kindness, like, that is not being the best. But if that's all you got on the inside, right, it almost goes back from the counseling standpoint. You can only give what you got. So if you got nothing but negativity and all of these other things inside of you, well, when it comes to customer service, that's all you're going to be able to give, is the attitude, is the nonchalant, the I don't care. But if you feel great about yourself, you feel good about yourself, and you like what you're doing, well, guess what? That's all that's going to come out. And people are going to see that, and it's going to resonate in everything that you do. And so we, in our community, we have a hard time with doing that, because when people hold us to that standard, we get attitudes with them. Well, fuck you, whoop this, and how dare you? Like ain't nobody gonna change me. Like, don't nobody want to change you, but you need to understand, like, there's a personal person that you need to be, and then there's a business person that you need to be. Like, go ahead.
Yo, it's like, I think it's a big problem with us as in the Black people is, it's just as simple as, people need to know when it's not a time to try to be cool. Everybody's always trying to be cool. Everybody's trying to be swag and dripping and everybody's trying to be cool instead of, I got to go to work. Like, fools will spend $100, $200 to wear some Air Max to go work at McDonald's. I am not disrespecting McDonald's as an establishment or any type of employment for anyone. That's a job. But my thing is this: who cares how cool your kicks is in a fast food joint?
You on fries with the best looking shoe.
It's just like, they need to realize, like, being cool is not everything. When you go to work, it's, how may I help you? My ticket, it's not, yo, what's up, bro? I don't care if you know me. even if we familiar, I don't want you to crack character while you at work. Of course, when I see you later on, I'm like, yeah, you looking corny the motherfucker at work today, blah, blah, blah. Because that's what people do. You know what I'm saying? That's what people do. But I don't expect you to come out your character. I'm not 16 no more, not walking into McDonald's or Letterry's asking my homies for an extra sub or some big. I'm grown.
Shout out to Letterry's. Shout out to Terry's.
But you understand what I'm saying? It's just like,
okay,
when you go to work, you ain't got to be cool.
I think it's kind of, I agree with everything y'all said so far, but I think there's another caveat. Well, we get a little too comfortable with our own. We expect our own to understand or to act a certain way or to be a certain way. We're all different. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, you can say people are unprofessional or they don't know what professionalism is, but they do. They do, because when white patrons walk into their establishment, or white people want to do business with, they change their tone. You know what I'm saying? They get professional quick. So we know what professional, but business standards are in this country.
Yeah.
We choose to do something differently. Right. We do something differently when we deal with our own. And I think it goes a little bit too far.
So
I agree with that.
The one thing that, like, I always tell people, especially in the hiring process, is that I'm looking for somebody who is friendly and genuinely happy. Because everything else I can teach you how to operate a register. I can teach you how to count cash back, stock the shelves, and just do the basics of your job. All of that can be taught. What I can't teach is happiness. So when I think about customer service, that's the one thing that seems to be missing on a whole from Black business, is the happy aspect. When you're hiring individuals, like if she came in with an attitude, chances are she gonna stand there with an attitude. If she comes late all the time, or he's late all the time, if he was late to the interview, he gonna be late to work. There's a good chance of that. People will show you who they are up front during that initial interview. If you ask them how they feel about greeting clients or customers, or, saying please and thank you, which are, basic manners, they'll tell you right there. Well, my mama don't require me to say that. Why I got to say that to some, everybody that come in the store? That's corny. It's not about being corny. It's about how they're settling for just help. Like, I need help. You the first 3 people that walk in here, I'm going to take you. You're setting your business up for disaster. Because in the long run, not only are you going to lose those employees and wind up manning your own store, but you're losing the patronage too. Because we're only going to put up with so much of that foolishness. I can't tell you how many times, like literally, like if I do it for a white consumer, I'm damn sure going to do it for a Black one. And I'm probably giving a Black business a little bit more leeway than I would a white establishment. Because you got one time at a white establishment to snub me. And Lord knows, D and the boys have been with me many a times where I'm like, I'm feeling good. I'm about to spend mad money. Like mama going shopping, and mama wants something that is probably way too expensive for her to be buying on a Tuesday. But shit, I'm going to get it. And I go to the establishment and they snub me. Fuck you, because you just lost all commission. Fuck you. You ain't making sales today on me. And I will literally wait there to say that to them. You know what? I saw you snub me 3 times because you thought that white lady was going to buy some shit. I came in here to buy all of this. Can I see it? And then literally be like, you know what? You snubbed me. You thought I didn't realize that. And then you thought I was actually going to buy this shit from you. Fuck you, lady. Do better. Customer service is important, not only to Black people, to white people, but anybody with a fucking dollar. Do better. Go to the Black establishment. I will sit there and be like, you know what, sweetheart, don't do that. Like, that was so rude of you to do that to her. Don't do that. Do better. My tone softens because I want them to succeed. You give me the side eye once. First of all, I'm great for a reason. There's some knowledge behind this shit. I ain't popping just any old kind of, bullshit, for you to just be he and ha. Second, I care because I'm still here talking to you, trying to give you my dollar. After the third time, I'm probably like, okay, you know what? It's another store right down the street. I don't really like what they sell, but I'm going to go over there because you just flat out disrespectful and don't care about the image of the business. And even if I ask for the manager, she come out with an attitude. Like, what you want? Well, that's how it is here. Well, you know what? You can pop that damn head one more time and smack them teeth one more time before I'm about ready to punch you in your fucking throat. How about this? Go back to school. It is not my fault that you are in a job that you don't like. Happiness cannot be taught. It is something that we should require of any of our employees so that we can make sure we're setting the right tone for our business. Because I swear I'm too old to be laying hands on people for customer service. But I will take my money elsewhere. You will not get a dime from me, but you will get a lesson.
And I think it also, another thing to think about is some people don't know how to handle power. Of understanding that, yes, you have a power. Yes, you are the manager. That's great. But for you to come out with the attitude and, well, did she woo? And it's just like, first of all, you're the manager. You're the one that's supposed to be setting the tone of how do you talk to a customer. So I can't expect your employees to act a certain way when you act a certain way. That is just a clear reflection of you as a manager and your training.
That's what I was saying earlier, because it also comes to what are you going to allow your people to do on the floor? So if you're a manager and on your shift, when you walking through there and you see somebody lollygagging and has a phone in their hand, put in your locker, player, check it on break. Boom. People going to start realizing, oh, this dude is not playing. Next time you address a customer like this, that, and the third. Boom, slide out. Niggas go, oh, man, this nigga's not playing on this shift, bro. Like it's management, because I don't care. Most people go to work and fake it any fucking way. Most people go to work and fake it, my nigga. Because half the time, even if you like your job, a majority of the time you don't want to be there. You understand what I'm saying? Like you can love it to death, but it's still a fucking job. It's a means to an end, and it's a lot of pressure with it. And sometimes you just be like, man, this. But you go to work every day and be like, hey, such and such and such and such day. You get in your car, light your L up, turn on Tupac or whatever it is you do, cuss out the windows, and then go home. Mm-hmm. If you can't do that to keep your family fed like the most of people, because you don't meet nobody's real person on the first time you meet them, unless you meet them in a happenstance to where y'all ain't got no choice but to be real. But most business circumstances, somebody's putting on a front to try to, somebody a pissing contest or it's always something there. It's going to always be like, oh, now that I do business with this nigga, okay, I see who he really is, yada, yada, yada. I know what's fake. He's good with money. He's bad with this. He's this with that. I can see why me and him might work. Me and him might not work. You understand? Shit like that happens. But every time you meet people, it's fraudulent any fucking way, bro. It really is. After you turn 30 and you meet people, it's fake. It's 30 people is jaded and they miserable half the time because they're in situations they don't want to be because they mixed up. Man, 30 was a rough age, bro. I don't care what nobody's saying. That joint was rough. Yo, that joint was rough, man. I'm just telling you.
I enjoyed my 30s. I'm still in them, though.
No. I said the year of 30. When I turned 30. After that, life slowed down for me. I was cool. I got more in tune with my kids and things of that nature. But from like 29 to 30, man, I was like, I ain't cool no more. It was like weird. Like I got to be grown now. I'm like, man, this is rough. And then after that, just been cruising. But a lot of these characters don't know what to do until they get through life.
So we know customer service is an issue. What else is lacking with Black-owned businesses?
hate when you go to a place to eat and they'll tell you, oh, it's going to be 15, 20 minutes, and it's really an hour and a half. Or they ran out of greens, potato salad, peach cobbler, chicken, and shrimp. It's like, the fuck did you plan for? Did you plan for success or failure? How many pieces of chicken did you buy? 10? Like, what do you mean you ran out of half your menu? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I can't understand that.
Poor planning. So poor product planning. Listen.
Yes.
If you fried chicken, if you're a fried chicken spot and you ain't got no chicken, I am looking at you sideways. Like, what the fuck was y'all doing all day? Why ain't nobody go to the grocery store? Like, y'all just don't want to fry no more chicken.
You done? No chicken in town? No chicken in town.
Like, when you got halfway through the day and all the chicken is gone, did you not think, let me call somebody to bring some more chicken up here? We're doing really well. I don't know.
Call the plug.
Listen.
Plug, stay on tap.
If it's bleeding, you gotta call the plug. They're like,
plug, stay on tap. If it's bleeding, you got to know it's bleeding, and I'm gonna need this. So you be on deck.
So
yes, because Will's Poultry want that money.
So
Facts.
My thing is with especially the product in black restaurants, black-owned restaurants. First of all, I don't care if the chairs match. I don't care if the table is wobbly. I care about the food. And I'm there for consistency. And if half the menu is gone, then why are your doors open? Why don't you change your time that you're going to be open if ain't nobody going to fry no more chicken? Why y'all ain't got greens and it's still on the menu? I don't care that auntie got sick and she the only person with the peach cobbler recipe. Take it off the menu for the day. Don't have us sit up here and we all ask. And you notice what happened. You there, you hit a guy in front of you, be like, y'all ain't got no greens? Well, then give me macaroni. Y'all ain't got no more macaroni? Well, give me the rice. So you sitting back there, 2 people from him like, well, damn, what am I going to get with my chicken? By the time you get up there, she like, we ain't got no breast. What the fuck? Y'all ain't got no breast? Is that not chicken no more? She was like, well, no, we ain't got that. All we got is wings left.
That's why they burned Gigi's down.
So
shout out to Gigi's, man. I missed that motherfucker.
It's so many wrongs when I think of black-owned restaurants. And let's face it, we want our food. We want our soul food. We want to be in our home establishment. When I think of some of the restaurants that, we frequented growing up, they were like home. It was like going to your grandmother's kitchen. But when you fuck up, like, why am I here? You poor planning. Fry some more damn chicken. I don't even eat chicken anymore. I'm just saying, fry the damn chicken, people. Get some breast in there.
It has to do with
fried chicken. People, have some chicken. She's pissed off about the fried chicken.
Man,
so let's fry some chicken
together. But it's about having pride in self. Like it's a thing of, I think D, you touched on it. Like, we get real comfortable with our people, where it's just like, no, you can't talk to me like we chilling at the house or something, like, because other people see that, and so. You out of chicken. All right, you need to just let that be known. Like, hey, we apologize. We ran out of chicken. We wasn't expecting that. Other restaurants do that and they'd be like, hey, we're going to, you'll get a free soda, right? They make you feel like, all right, they messed up, but hey, I was able to get a soda. Like, I was able to get something out of it. Sometimes when it comes to blacks, they're like, oh, well, like, you need to figure out now what you want. So now it's just like, now I got to sit up here and try to figure out what else do I want with my food, when it's like, that's not my responsibility.
You went on mute.
For Apple.
How long was I on mute?
No, just
Not
for
you.
a quick second. No, but
Why you mute me? Did I
was-
get mute? Am I on?
you on? You muted yourself.
He didn't.
Oh,
He didn't. I did. Yo, Apple, unmute your shit, man.
but
Apple, unmute yourself.
D, who you working for? Like,
work for the white man
I'm
today.
waiting for the white man.
No, I'm so,
Listen,
look.
black-owned business.
Yo, I sincerely
Get
apologize.
your technical skills together.
Yo, when he said,
Fuck y'all.
I'm sorry.
Let me explain myself.
I'm so sorry.
Now I
When he
need to
said,
explain
It's
myself.
not my responsibility, bro. That was the funniest thing ever. When he said, it's not my responsibility to have to come in here and worry about what I'm eating. Yo, that was just funny as hell to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It was true as hell.
I was trying to, sorry, D, by the way, I was trying to mute
right.
Apple because he had something going on in his background that kept cutting you out. So your voice was getting cut out. So I hit the wrong one though.
I'm here
So
at your establishment for a reason, and this is what I want. And if you can't provide that, then you need to let me know. And you need to be able to understand that with that, okay, these are customers. Like, I want them to come back. I want them to still talk about this place. I want these dollars, because as much as we talk about our dollars don't stay in our neighborhoods at all. Like Asian dollars, it's staying there for almost over a week. It stays in their community before it goes out. Ours goes out within minutes. And like, we look at each other also as threats. Like, what you want? Like, hurry up. Like, no, like, I'm not here for that. I'm here to be able to support you. But in my support, don't ever get it twisted that I can go support someone else that don't look like me, and I won't have a problem with it. But like, I'm trying to, like you said, so I'm trying to give you opportunities. But like, if I'm trying to talk to you about it, it's great with attitude, because now you feel like I'm disrespecting you. And it's just like, I'm not. I look just like you. I go through the same issues that you go through. Like, I'm trying to help you better your situation, better your circumstances and things like that. But sometimes we look at each other as enemies.
Enemies.
And that's another issue.
yeah, we do. That's a big problem with us. The reason why, we talk about the different cultures and shit that they money circulate, as well as it does, well, that's because they understand their strength in numbers. That's their power. So when they come over here, they linking up. You know what I mean? So they're pooling together their resources. Whether it's money, whether it's land,
Information,
nigga, like everything. They pooling they shit together, and they doing like this with all of them. You know what I mean? So they all getting put on. They're all able to lift their station. So we don't do that.
So let's
as a
talk
people.
about
It's
that.
like everybody for themselves and shit.
Because networking Black-owned businesses or business owners is a must. We are not in competition with each other. And to Dee's point, like, put each other on. It's okay to give a compliment or a shout out to another Black-owned business. It's okay to do business with them and refer people to them, because guess what? They'll refer people back to you. But we have to stop thinking that, like Ray said, this indoctrinated theory that we're in competition with each other. We are not. We are in the same boat, all trying to make a living off of the products and the services that we sell. So why are we not doing this? Why are we so afraid to network? Ray.
I think there's like a lot of pieces to it. I think the first thing is that, like, we've all been indoctrinated to believe that Black people inherently are evil, and that, like, we want to take advantage of one another. And it has happened. Like, there are some people out there who are just in business to take advantage and who are not always doing the right thing. But you can't take that with everybody. You have to know who is okay and who's not okay. And you also have to build relationships, because we have to exchange information, and we have to be okay with, like, talking to one another, learning from one another. And if you don't do that, it's a failure for both of us. It's not like if your business fail, you fail. Like, no, we all fail. That's why white America has taken over everything, because it don't matter. Like, they are going to vote white every time. They are going to shop white every time. Like, if it has to do with supporting their cause, they're going to support their cause. And we haven't learned how to band together and support our cause. We are so concerned with individualistic goals and not being taken advantage of that, like, we are missing the whole point.
But even in this day and age, you would think that would be different. Am I wrong? Like, I would think coming out of COVID, coming out of Black Lives Matters, coming out of everything that has surfaced for us in the last 4 years or so, we would be more united around support and networking with each other. Like, and I do see it on some fronts, but I'm talking about the collective. Like, all of us getting together to make sure that we're each getting fed. And that's the part that I think is missing.
I don't think we're all on there yet. I don't think we're there yet.
I don't think everyone's on that same program. And I think some people still look at it as, I'm trying to get mine. And the crazy thing about it is, you can go, when it comes to taco trucks, you will see about 3 or 4 taco trucks in the same area, same parking lot, selling the same thing, and everyone's eating. Everyone's eating. And it's just like, hold on, they're selling the same stuff, but they're all together and no one's trying to compete with the other taco trucks. Like, they're all in it together. And that's a difference of understanding, like, hey, like, we have this space, we can do this together, we can all eat. People don't realize it's a lot of money out there.
Too much.
There's trillions of dollars changes hands in the stock market every day, trillions of dollars. And so people aren't understanding that, yes, you sell hoodies, I sell hoodies. That's great. We aren't in competition with each other. We're here to help each other. Like, my hoodies look different than yours and yours look different from mine. But
how much you paying for printing? I might be able to get it for cheaper for you.
And so, like, exactly, like, hey, I got a plug that we get it cheaper so I can help you out and things like that. Like, none of those things, because what it looks like is, well, I sell the same thing that you sell. And if you start making money and I'm not making money, you taking money from me. It's like, no, you're not understanding that. And so we have that mentality of, I got to get mines. I got to get mines. I got to only look out for mines, because a lot of times you grow up in that atmosphere. Like, let's not, like, sometimes the environment that you grow up in, that shapes you into how you think. And so if you grew up in an environment where you had to just look out for yourself, like, that's how you look at everything else. No one can tell you that you're wrong with your perspective, because your perspective is always going to be right to you, because it's your perspective. But we have to start to understand that there's ways for us to grow and to help each other out and to get on board with that. But not every, like Raynisha said, not everyone is there. No matter how much we saw with Trump and all these other things and people storming capitalism, it's like, sometimes our people, we all rah for like 3 days. And then after that, it's like, all right, we're back to doing stuff.
Very short attention span.
Very.
Yeah. And just to touch on saying a little bit, I agree about the fact that, we don't understand that it's enough out there for everybody, and don't understand that because of the environments that we grow up in. There are not enough resources, in a lot of areas where we grow up for everybody, for most, or for damn near any, you know what I'm saying, to try to advance. So we grow up in these environments where you got to get yours right now. Some of us grow up in families like that, right? How many times you hear of big families, talking about telling stories when it was time to eat? You ain't had your ass at that table. You was going to be hungry that night. You know what I'm saying? So we live our lives like that, in the Black community. So it's understandable why, when we do achieve and get something, we try to keep it. You know what I mean? We're going to do whatever we can to try to keep it and try to protect it. But what we fail to realize is that by opening up and embracing other people, especially people that look like us, we can help each other grow and gain more. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you have to be a little bit vulnerable. Sometimes you have to let people in and let people know what you got and what you're doing on some level. Because like App said, yo, I may be able to get that product cheaper and then we can make more money. Right?
Yeah, I ain't trying to pocket about you or nothing. I'm trying to keep your overhead low. And another thing is sometimes people don't understand all of what business is. They don't understand profit margins. They don't understand none of the stuff that they get into.
And I was just getting ready to go on that. See, most of us don't try to get a better understanding of how businesses operate. There's a lot that goes into running a business that most of us have no clue about. Mm-hmm. Again, resources. We don't have resources to train us and teach us how to operate businesses when we're in it. But that shouldn't stop us from wanting to go learn more about it once we start our businesses. Like, how many of these billionaires do you think didn't go back to school after they started their business to learn how to do business?
Or at least surround themselves with individuals who were smarter than them.
Learn how to delegate.
Not in competition with, but were there to assist along that journey.
Both are true. Both are true. Because you can't be successful and have a bunch of negative, non-successful motherfuckers around you. And you can't continue to grow and be successful if you don't continue to educate yourself about whatever the fuck you're doing or want to do. So both things have to happen. You know what I mean? Like these billionaires and these multi-millionaires, if they are going to school to learn after they get their shit started, and they be like, okay, I'm at an impasse. I need to learn how to do this. I need to learn how to do that. Let me take a couple classes. And I'm not saying enroll and get a 4-year degree fucking tomorrow. No. Take your time with that shit. Take the classes you need to know right now and build on that. And then before you know it, you're done with that shit. And you have increased your value more than you even know. So
my thing is, and I want to touch on this because you said there's no resources for business owners.
I didn't say none. I said they're scarce.
Well, I'm going to say that's not true.
They're scarce for individuals, and growing up in Black communities, resources are scarce. What resources we talking about?
No, that's not true. What I do know is that the resources that we need may not always be as visible, but they are there. And I know that because when you do the research, you find the resources. You do. And there are aplenty. There are more than enough organizations willing and ready to assist minority-owned businesses. The problem is that requires me doing some research. And most people are lazy. They would rather me tell them where to go. And if I only tell them one source, then that's the only source that they are willing to go, seek out assistance for. Instead of saying, well, if it was one, then there must be more. Let me do some research on my own. People are so we live in a culture of instantality, if that's a word. I want it now.
Yes, now.
I want it now, and I want it to be given to me. I don't want to go and have to do anything on my own. And that's the problem. I work in an industry where I have to know all of the resources. And let me tell you, white folks ask me all the time. And guess what? I've willingly give that information to them. And I always tell Black-owned business owners, one, I'm a resource. So you do need to use me. Between the hours of 9 to 5, that information is free. And I can tell you to this day, I've only had 3 Black-owned businesses actually reach out to me on a continuous basis and ask for those resources. And it's so disheartening to me because I literally set you up with success in the midst of white counterparts because I'm the only person on my team that looks like me. So when I say I'm going to leave you with a couple things that I need you to focus on to be successful. So I'm setting you up. I give you the information. I say, reach back out to me because there's more. And then I never hear from people ever again. And then I watch those businesses go down while I watch their white counterparts utilize those services and trend in an upward, more profitable manner. That's the problem I have. Like, so we can't say resources aren't there. We're not tapping into them because we're afraid to ask. We're afraid to network. We're afraid to listen to people who actually look like us, who are knowledgeable. Like,
Right.
I'm a gift and I keep giving. Unfortunately, it doesn't go always to the people who look like me. It's going to, I'm gifting this information to white counterparts who may already know a little bit more than what they're letting on, but want to make sure that whatever information I get, that they get it too. That's the issue I have. Resources are out there. Do the homework. Ask. Don't be afraid.
They're not afraid to like keep, they always are networking. They're always sharing and exchanging information. Like it's a continuous thing. It's not like they do it one time and stop. Like they're having weekly, monthly, yearly meetings. What did you learn? What did you learn? What did you learn? What did you take away? What did you find out? What changed? What happened? And it's like, we do it one time and we have one conversation. We think it's sufficient and it's not. And we just won't continue doing it.
If I could go back in time, I swear I'd do it all differently. I love you, Tracy.
From the author that brought you the groundbreaking series, The 716, author A.A. Lewis is back with The Last Letter.
Can I go now?
Go ahead.
Can I rebut?
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Nope.
you're fine.
Nope, you're fine. I wasn't referring to there aren't any resources out there to help Black businesses, Black people who get into business to be successful. I was referring to just the way we grow our life altogether. We don't have enough resources in the Black community. I'm not talking business resources. I'm talking just life resources. You know, there are people out there that don't know where their next meal's coming from. You know what I'm saying? So you get a person like that and they jump into business, yes, they're going to keep everything tight, right? Because, I got this. This is mine. That's the point I was making.
Okay.
Is that life resources are not as plentiful as some other cultures are. And there's reasons for that. Some of the reasons, I think we got to put some onus on us too, because we're not circulating our resources. Those who get resources and have don't readily circulate those, and we don't either ask or don't act, and try to find out where more stuff is. So I think it's a combination of both, but I wanted to just clear that up. Like, I know there's business resources for Black folks to take advantage of. I felt like you was yelling at me, so I wanted to come back.
This how you know D.
You ain't gonna be sitting up here. You ain't gonna be sitting up here yelling at me and shit.
This how you know D.
I'm on this show too. This is my motherfucking show.
Because he ain't even looking in the camera no more. He looking directly at me like, listen
I'm
here.
talking to your ass.
I'm talking.
I mean, who are you talking to?
If you don't look into the camera, why you over here like
this ain't got nothing to do
looking
with the
off
camera.
to the side like
Fuck America out there. I'm
This ain't got
talking to
nothing to do with
you.
the camera. This ain't got nothing to do with the camera or the audience. We know exactly who he talking to.
Look,
I can't stand you. I can't stand you.
Anything
so
at
stupid.
all. Nothing. I was just looking. He was trying to get in when she was talking, and I was like, oh, he's trying to get to her. I'm like, oh, this shit gonna be good. I want to see what's gonna happen. And then it was very uneventful, but she was real right. Yeah, I forgot you so cool. I forgot.
Apple, he literally listen here, and I'm like, I'm focusing on the conversation. You You like, listen.
I'm just gonna look over here for the rest of the show.
It's
I'm just gonna be like this when I talk.
It's
like,
important.
Yeah.
right.
But yes, I want Black business owners to know, like, if you don't ask, you can't receive the assistance that's out there.
We need to have annual Black people meetings, man. And they don't need to be parties. That white people have meetings every 3 to 4 months, bro. Like, this is not, it's like not a joke. All of them weird. Why do you think people get fired from these multi-billion-dollar corporations from the lower end? So those idiots can keep their little corporate vacations and corporate cars. They can go, still hang out, shoot the shit with all these people over in Turks and Caicos or wherever the hot place is. They do all this stock tip insider stuff until somebody get caught. And that's how the money keeps circulating. Black folks can't even tell a dude where to get t-shirts cheaper at without feeling like, oh, he might take over my stuff. You don't even sell t-shirts, bro.
Take my bug.
But I mean, I was thinking about selling t-shirts.
Yeah. So if I do,
you're not even selling any of the clothes. You sell perfume. Like, you ain't got
can't block any of my endeavors. None of my endeavors, my future endeavors. You feel me, my brother?
But t-shirts was next.
Getting into that.
We have to get to a point to where, like, we are so tired of being where we are that we're ready to do something new so that we can get somewhere better. And unfortunately, everybody's not going to be at the promised land. Some people are going to be left behind. Like, old mindset, trash mindset, you got to stay where you are.
Not everyone's meant to be super successful.
No.
There's got to be somebody to work at McDonald's. There's got to be a janitor. There's rules to life. Everybody can't be a doctor because who's going to make the syringes? You understand what I'm saying? It's just, right. It's some people are there, and it's a lot of people that underplay themselves and don't believe in themselves and will never, ever give themselves a chance because of circumstances of what they've seen and being able to, because to run a business, you got to trust people. You got suppliers. You got anything going on. You got to be like, okay, I done gave you $1,200. I need this by Wednesday. Like, I really need this by Wednesday, bro. Right. It's not, and okay, sure, to be there Tuesday morning, blah, blah, blah. Now we having a problem with my situation, and it's going to get weird because now I'm lost without you. You know what I'm saying? People, you got to realize there's going to be some trust in there, but there's always contingencies and stuff like that. I'm saying, like, people have to learn how to run a business before they just jump into it and start learning paperwork. Learn what perpetuity means. That means you are paying somebody forever. Ever. Somebody's taking something in perpetuity. That means as long as you selling it, a piece of it is going to them. Unless you getting something in perpetuity, nix that on any contract that you find.
That sounds like a marriage.
Yeah.
That's free game. That's free game.
Apple, I think you said something.
Perpetuity tonight.
I'm just saying that, but no, that's what comes with business because a lot of people out here get played out. Like, if I'm doing something that's hilarious to the rest of the world and you decide to put it on a sweatshirt, I'm coming for you, player. It ain't no free me. I don't care. You could take a free pic, my face with something. Nigga, I'm coming for you, fam. You're not going to say, eat out of this thing, bro? Nah, bro. Not going to happen. Off of my intellectual properties, not going to happen. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's
so we can strike a deal.
Look, in perpetuity, my nigga. In perpetuity, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Word of the day.
Yeah, that's word of the week. Perpetuity.
I think it's worth 20 points on Scrabble.
Put that at the bottom of the screen.
That's like a 50-word joint.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, my mom used to force me to play Scrabble too. I used to get smacked too. I hate that.
I know D gonna do that too. He gonna have to work across the screen.
You know it.
Perpetuity.
You know I am. You know I am.
Say it with me.
Say it with me now.
Perpetuity. We just need to learn. We just need
people need to understand that when you have a business, you want to get around people that do business and that are better in their business. One thing that I let people know is your network is your net worth. Billionaires hang out with billionaires. Bill Gates is not hanging out with someone who's a thousandaire. Not happening. And so,
or a millionaire.
Or right. And so what you have to understand that, like, yeah, I'm getting into this thing. Let me talk to other successful people and learn from them. Not just being like, hey, how did you figure this out? And then like, that's it. Like, no, like learn from them, learn from their mistakes. Because people will tell you that are successful, they'll tell you what they went wrong at. Like, hey, I did this and didn't work.
Proudly tell you.
And if you ain't trying to soak up that information where you just like, nah, I'm gonna get it where I'm gonna get it. All right, well then you'll just be something that's local and like it'll eventually dwindle out. But if you're trying to be successful, you always got to surround yourself around successful people. Like that's just a way of life, right? If you want to move up in the company, you're gonna be talking to people that's higher up in the company. Like you ain't gonna just keep talking to the person who's below you or on the same level as you, because that doesn't help you get up in the company. And so people have to understand that, hey, I need to surround myself with people that have what I want, whether it's education, knowledge, or statue. Like I need to surround them and I need to learn from them. But a lot of times if we come with that, it's that self-image of, well, I got this. And if I show you that I'm weak in an area, then that says
you're going to use that against me.
And so what? Let them use it.
But that's the mentorship part of owning a business. That goes back to networking. I can't show you that I don't know. I need you to know that I know what I don't know.
Right.
You don't know. First of all, half of us get into business without a plan. We get into business based on passion. We ain't got no plan in place. We don't know nothing about our marketing. We couldn't set up a website if we had to, nor do we know anybody who can. Like there's so many parts of building the business that we just try to hurdle over. The plan. What's the plan? Walk me through each step that you're going to show how successful you're going to be. The first thing at the bank that I'm going to ask is, what's the plan? Show me your business plan.
Right.
Let's dissect it. Let me see how successful you're planning on being. Let's start with the basics. Like what does your storefront or your brick and mortar look like, or your online presence? What does that look like? Walk me through inventory. Most people have no concept of what that looks like. But I will tell you, the people who don't have a plan will go mentor with somebody in the areas that they're lacking. They're not afraid to say, hey, so I'm thinking about opening a business, or I opened up a business and I'm doing things backwards. So can I mentor with you? Can you walk me through these steps that I'm missing? Help me with marketing. Help me understand inventory and the flow of cash for the business. Walk me through what customer service needs to look like in my staffing so that I'm here for my clients or customers. Those are the things that I think white people are doing really well. Those are also the steps that I need like Black business owners to understand. It's never too late to go back and learn. It's never too late to surround yourself with other successful businesses. And if you can't find another Black business owner that's willing to help, white businesses work just as well too.
Find a Puerto Rican.
Because they are more than willing to share that knowledge.
This nigga say find a Puerto Rican.
And the thing that I value the most in that is that they're going to give you this knowledge free. Your job then is to give it freely also. It is not for you to charge your brothers and sisters on the free information that you just obtained. Your job now is to break the cycle so that we can stop the repetitiveness of bad business behaviors so that we all can be successful. That's the one thing about mentorship. I tell anybody, I will go and mentor with anybody because that's where you're going to learn what you should do and what you shouldn't do. That's even in your personal world. Anytime you got a good mentor, you could be like, you know what? I don't like the way they do this. So when I get my opportunity, I'm not going to do it this way. Same applies to the business world.
What works for everybody don't work. What works for them may not work for you. Some people is two different type personalities. You know what I mean? It's like, I know I would have to have a public relations person because I would not be able to talk to people all the time.
I wouldn't be able.
I would know there would have to be somebody. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm very aware of who I am. You know what I'm saying? I know it will get to a point where, especially if my money's involved, I could be smooth in a suit. Y'all know y'all done seen me in a suit before. It ain't no new thing. I was a young boy in a suit, Kingdom Hall, looking fly. But yet and still, I will lose my shit when something goes wrong. You get what I'm saying? I could blow something and look and be totally wrong because I just misheard something. So I know I need somebody that's going to will delegate somebody like, yo, okay, so who we got to meet with who? No, I can't deal with them. So look, you go to this dinner, you figure out what's going on, what they want. It's even worth me and them even getting face to face. You get what I'm saying? It's like people need to learn how to do, like, if you horrible at customer service and you own a boutique, hire somebody that is somebody that's great at it. Don't go hiring somebody that you're going to try to teach something that you don't know how to do. Because just because you don't have a skill doesn't make that person better than you. That just makes them a little less ignorant in some part of life. That's all. They know a little bit more something, just like she may not know how to run books in a store. So y'all trade this information off. Now, boom, y'all awesome team. Things happen like that. Some people are like math people. Some people are people. You know what I'm saying? And then some people are just that slight bit of psychopath that can get you through all the businesses you want, because to get a lot of money, you got to be like sociopath, just a little bit crazy to become a billionaire. That's a travel. You know how much pain you dish out to get that money inadvertently? There's no way to do all good and get that money. Sorry. Oh, no, you good. I'm good.
And something else to think about is a lot of other cultures make their kids do internships really early, like teenagers. They're learning, they're sitting up under businesses, they're sitting under people. Like if you think about major jobs too, like I have a teaching credential, they make you teach for a year without being paid before they let you actually do it. Doctors, like how long do people have to intern? Lawyers, like everybody has to intern. And that's like a step that we feel like we can just cross over. Like, okay, I don't need to learn from anybody. I can just do it. And like, that's something that we need to start really addressing, investing in, is teaching our kids and ourselves too, sitting up under somebody's tutelage. Like, let me get all the crumbs. Let me get all the stuff that rolls off your plate so that I can make myself better.
And it seems like with the betterment of the wealth that the last couple generations have been getting due to entertainment and sports and better managing their money, and basketball players get $100 million Bitcoin deals and people getting money like that. Now the cachet of our nepotism has increased, because before, the nepotism in the hood was getting a nigga in a Chevy. You know what I'm saying? You get what, you know what I'm saying? Get nigga to a factory job. Now it's to a point to where now these people have these, if you were operating online, you can go to school for this, you come here, work for me. There's other things open instead of, my dad worked there for 40 years, got 40 broken fingers in his back. I'll be doing the same thing, but I'll get a boat. You know what I'm saying? It's different now. The power of our nepotism is increasing because the way that people are acquiring. And like when we die, it's going to be some wealthy families. That's Negroes around.
Only if we're networking together. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So you just can't say because we got more athletes and we got more millions of dollars in these certain families that the whole culture is going to be better off. No,
I understand.
We all got to, be able to contribute. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Now it's be able to contribute to a different type of situation now because the doors are opening. I'm not saying that it's automatic. Thanks. I'm just saying it's just like it's different opportunities now. You get what I mean? Instead of just
I get you.
You know what I mean? At Chevy, you remember that back in the day? Yeah. Come on, you're gonna go there. You're gonna get married, have 3 kids, and work there till your back fall off, and everything gonna be all right. People ain't happy with that no more. You know what I'm saying? We
need more LeBron James.
I was just about to bring him up because that's why I love
his whole team on.
Love LeBron James.
His whole team. That's so dope.
Yeah, and it's not just because of his skills on the basketball. This dude is really about being black, man. He is really the embodiment of this is what you do with your platform when you get it. Like this dude is involved in so much other shit other than playing ball that is helping out the Black community. You know what I'm saying? Not even just in Ohio, but look what he's doing in LA now too. Like this dude is just everywhere, and he's just blessing all the youth. You know what I mean? Like we're running out of excuses sometimes, you know, to why we're still in the same spots. First off, but we've been ran out of excuses to why more of us who have a larger platform aren't reaching down and helping others to come up. You know what I'm saying? We're running out of excuses to why we can't do that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, if we had 100,000 more LeBron James out there, we'd be all right. But you know what I'm saying? But
100. We had 100 more LeBron James, we would be in a different place.
Yeah, but there are 100 LeBron Jameses out there. We may not know them because they're not in the spotlight.
Okay. You know, it's prolific.
But the issue is, what are you doing to contribute to the success of other business owners? What are you doing to uplift communities? That's the question. So like on the flip side of that, like we can look at Michael Jordan. We don't know what he's done with his platform. What I do know is the last couple of times I ain't never seen him in no Jordans that he charges or they charge $250 for. I never see him at the front of the line waiting for 2 days.
He wear his shoes.
Not the last 2 photos I've seen him in. No,
he don't gotta wear them all the time.
No,
he's 60.
And no, you don't. But the point being is you have 2 opposite ends of the spectrum. Like I said, I don't know what he does. What I do know is if he is doing something, it would be nice for him to use his platform so that we know that he's connecting with the community that served him so well. Unlike other people who are more a little bit more public with that display. I appreciate that. Because it lets you know that you're not alone.
But if you know Mike,
let's be clear on this. Michael Jordan ain't never did. No, Michael Jordan ain't never did nothing that ain't benefit Jordan. First off,
he got $100 million going to like you need a Negro college fund over the next 10 years or some stuff going on. I heard that recently, so I can't say that.
Recently.
In the last 5 to 10 years, yes, Jordan has been out there trying to do a little bit more. I'm talking at the apex of his career.
I don't know.
That's a whole different conversation. We ain't even got to get into
that. I understand. I'll
argue about Michael Jordan with your ass. I love Michael Jordan. I still think that he's the greatest basketball player to ever do it. But listen. Enough of that conversation. We just gonna move on. We can talk about that after we close the show out. We can have that conversation
and we can debate it all. But so the other thing that I want Black-owned businesses owners to do is to stop undercutting their product. I'm gonna say that again. We need to stop lowering our prices to fit the need of cousin in them.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Explain yourself.
Explain myself. First of all, as a connoisseur of purses and shoes, I have never gone to a white establishment and haggled for anything that was already ticketed. Either I'm going to purchase it or I'm not. And trust and believe they're not going to give me a discount just because the girl behind the counter knew my name. Why is it then that Black business owners always feel the need to discount their products because either somebody asked, it's a family member, we feel like it's the only way that people will patronize our business. We always feel like we got to give somebody the hookup in order for them to spend money with us. That is not the case. I've seen, again, Jordan sneakers. You want them sneakers and they $250? You're going to drop that $250. There ain't no coupon ever.
Right.
So why do we do that? Why do we feel the need to shorten the money that we are giving to Black business owners? Pay that price. If the book is $15, pay $15. Don't ask me, can you get a deal? Because it's not a deal. Buy that sweatshirt. He's selling it for $30, pay $30. Don't sit here and tell me, well, it's a nice sweatshirt, but I would only pay $22 for it. Then nigga, move on. Go pay $22 down there, but you won't be wearing this design. You like that hat? Oh, good. This is the price for the hat.
Yeah.
It ain't no deal today. Pay the price that's on the ticket.
So
this is what I mean.
So you're saying stop going in the stores or Black businesses thinking that we like in the Arabian market or some marketplace and shit. Like,
this ain't the swap meet. It ain't the swap meet. It's not. Listen.
What nigga said Arabian market.
Man, they're some of the best hagglers ever, man. Middle Easterners. They will haggle some shit.
I love this one store. This one store here is an electronics store. So back in the day, if we needed a TV, I would be like, I got this. I would go to the electronics store, and it's like a chain store, but they always be like, we'll beat anybody's price, right? So I go in there, and I'd be like, nah, we gonna get that 60-inch. 60 inches just came out. We're gonna get that 60-inch for $350 or less. And Daryl would be like, don't do it. And I'd be like, nah, I know they want $500, but $350 is good for me. I would go in there and haggle them down to $350 and leave with the TV and a set of pots for $350. That's how much I'm a haggler. But this is a chain store. They telling me they beat anybody's price. Just ask. Well, I got $350 including tax. This is what I want. Like, I do the same with cars. I will go to a car dealership.
I do that with cars.
Cash.
That's it.
With cash
go
and literally
cash,
be like, it's a cash deal. I have X amount right now.
And I'm walking out of here with something.
Car.
You don't be doing that. I'll be doing that.
No. Oh, no. The last car you did, but any other car before that, I took control of that.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Both of them cars out there, I did that.
Ooh.
Beg to differ. Because let me tell you why. Because they would be like, no. And I'd be like, well, we can leave. And we both be mad like, shit, we drove 6 hours for this fucking car. And they going to say no. And then as soon as we get in the car, they come a-running.
I hate your stories.
And
You're
they be
always
like,
exaggerating so much.
Hey, no, wait a minute. Okay. And I'd be like, it's a cash deal, tax included, tax and license included. So I'm a haggler at best. But when it comes to Black-owned businesses, I don't haggle. I don't want the hookup. I tell people all the time, I don't want the hookup. I'm gonna pay the price that you're selling it for.
I'll if you hear me.
We have it's in the same range, but it's a slightly different perspective too. I think to answer your original question though, it comes down to value. Like you have to value what you're selling enough to be firm in where you are and not be afraid of losing that one sale. So when Devyn and I first opened our business, we started off low because the mindset was, McDonald's always give you their chicken sandwich or whatever burger for 99 cents. And then after a couple weeks, they up the price. After they get you hooked, it's like, now it's $5. And so you're already like, okay, let me pay the $5. So we started off our prices.
That's a marketing strategy. I mean, that is a bona fide marketing strategy.
Yes. So Devyn and I did that for our release room. We started our prices off lower, and then we increased them. And it is funny that and everybody used to say, that's how much it costs? Like, oh my gosh, I would pay more than that. So I raised the prices. I feel like we've gotten more customers with our higher prices than we got with the lower prices. And it made me kind of realize sometimes if people see a product and they value it more than you, they won't buy it at the lower price because they might be afraid something's wrong with it or something's wrong with you. But once you bump it up to what they value it at, then they're more than happy to pay those higher prices. So
how many times
it's like a twofold. Like you have to value yourself, but you also have to just maybe talk to people, be smart about network. Because it could work for you, but it could work against you too.
Absolutely.
As long as the quality is there, you can really charge whatever the relative market value of something is. If the quality is there, you know what I'm saying? And if you feel
but
like
you have to know what that is. You gotta research it. You have to know whatever business you're in, what the market value of what you're selling, so that you can, charge an appropriate price. And if you want to cut the competition by $1, something like that, you make that decision then. But you certainly got to know, hey, what are people willing to pay for this? That's part of research. Going in to open a business, is there a market? You know what I'm saying? You got to know if you got a target market, what it is and what they willing to pay for it. That's all marketing shit.
And be okay with losing sale too. If somebody don't want to pay for it, let them go on and do whatever they want to do.
Down the street,
right? Because McDonald's don't care if you don't go. McDonald's don't care if you go to Burger King. They're gonna have more. They're gonna
how they live across the street from each other and still make money.
Didn't have people in their drive-through, and you can hear about all the people. Oh, they got fake meat. They got all this other stuff. It ain't stopping nobody going through that drive-through.
It will be long.
Trying to get a happy jet. Like none of those things matter because McDonald's is like, we are McDonald's. Like it is what it is. We're not Burger King. We're not any of those things. We're McDonald's. And I think if I think In-N-Out and like Chick-fil-A has the same thing. Like we're not them. We're a different standard. And this is what you're going to pay here. And people are like, well, I'd rather pay that because I feel like I'm getting more. I feel like I'm getting better. But like you were saying,
they all billion-dollar companies, though. They all billion-dollar companies.
The thing we're missing with that, those aren't just companies we're talking about. Those companies have built brands.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Now, there's a big difference in a company and then a brand. Yep. And I think that's where a lot of our Black business owner associates kind of lack. They focus on getting the business up and going, but where are we going after that? Especially if you have goods and services to be trying, to build that company brand. And that's why those McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, they don't give a fuck. I mean, they have a brand and their brand marketing strategy is strong. And
super strong.
They're not going to miss out on anything. Because one or two people say, "Yeah, I ain't fucking with them." You know what I mean? Right, I've never went and paid for anything at Chick-fil-A. You think they care? Fuck no.
Chick-fil-A is delicious.
But when it comes to Black people, I feel
I've never.
I feel like with Black people, some of us are like, I ain't gonna, if it's a cousin or a friend or someone that's doing their own business, like, well, can I get it for this? But they ain't gonna go into no Louis Vuitton store and being like, well, can I get it for this? Because they're like, well, this Louis Vuitton bag costs this much. I gotta have this much to get it. And it's what you value. It's all about what you think is important. And so for the people that don't value your business, your brand, fuck them. Because you don't want their dollars. Like you don't want their dollars.
If they're there, they have what you are really asking for anyway. They're not coming to the store short on for real. You know what I'm saying? If they're coming to your place of business, they have the asking price. You know what I'm saying? So It's not like it's just weird. I've never been that person before. If what your price is, and then after that, I purchase it. I judge the quality of said product. And if I feel like I should repeat and pay again, if I felt I wasted my money, I'm going to eat that because that's a part of shopping. You get what I'm saying? You buy something here, it don't fit right. You buy something there, you got to give it away because I'm not shipping it back to such and such and doing it. It's just certain things. That's a part of shopping. But now if you, like we said, like in earlier, if it's a horrible product and the customer service is shitty, now we're going to have a super issue.
Right. Because we all bought something off the internet that it looked good. And then when we got it, shit was like, the outfit that Theodore made in Bill Cosby. What was it called?
The sweater, the shirt.
Like all like this. You're like, hold on, this didn't look like this in the picture. The Michael, I forgot that
Oh, the Gordon Contrail.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
Gordon Contrail, something like that.
Oh yeah, the Gordon Cottrell. Gordon Cottrell. Oh man. No,
So it's just one of those things that you have to understand. And like D, what you said is funny because I taught on an issue called "What is your brand?" Because your brands, it means something. When you see that Apple sign on something, you know that's an Apple product. You know what that is. You feel like you know what you're getting with that, and you're willing to pay the price for it because you know what that brand is. If you're not really trying to do a business to develop that into a brand, then it's just a business. It's just a business. But a brand, that is something that has value to it. That is something that commands respect. That is something that people want, right? People stand in line for Jordans. Why? Because that is the brand. Has nothing to do with Jordan ain't played in I don't know how many years, but that brand says something, right? It makes you feel a certain type of way when you get that brand.
Bro.
But I don't get those.
Yeah, that's true.
I get the Jordan, him laying up on the shoe. Like he ain't doing it. I get the Jordan. I get the Jordan where he a coach
I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this with you tonight.
No off-brand nothing. Stop lying.
I'm not doing this with you.
My Jordan don't have my Jordans have a baseball. Like he doing baseball on my Jordans. Like
That's like so they got to retire, Jays. He got to retire, Jays. Yo,
see what we're not gonna do tonight. We're not doing that tonight.
I'm not doing this with. I'm a Puladero. I'm not doing this with you today.
Yo, this nigga said though.
This nigga
was laying it up. Like
you don't even know if it's going in. It's just like, did that go in? Did that go in?
Oh my
this nigga
gosh.
is terrible.
You
are the worst. You are the fucking worst.
So I mean,
but that's true. But we can, you know what? That's a great point. You said that, and just to touch on the brands again, Black people, you know why those brands are what they are? Shit, because they've been marketed that way for one, and people feel like you say a certain way when they get them. We can do that with our own stuff too. Mm-hmm. Like there are a lot of Black business apparel businesses, small businesses that, you know what, if we just said, fuck Louis Vuitton, fuck Gucci.
Y'all buy that shit?
I don't buy none of that shit.
Oh. But
what I'm saying is, if we got together and said, fuck them, I'm going to wear whoever's brand, shout out to Be Great. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Because I know they're an apparel brand out of the 716. So, you know what I mean? If we just said, you know what, we're going to wear Be Great. Or what's the one?
I'm Living B.
Why isn't them just, don't they have one?
With the social buzz joints?
Yeah, something like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's got to be, for one, the product has to be good.
Yeah, it has to be quality.
But it has to be marketed well. We have to do a better job of getting out there. As Black people, we have to do a better job supporting too. Mm-hmm. But, sometimes that support don't come because we don't treat our own properly. We have to do that too.
For marketing. It's not like they just market and just advertise. Like they are actually paying, asking questions. What did you like? What didn't you like? What do you like about this? And they're not getting offended
it's all about
if somebody
investment.
said they didn't like their product. They take that information back and are like, okay, let's change the product. These people didn't like it like this because of this reason, so let's modify it. Whereas we more so take it as a personal attack. Like, you didn't like my beans? No, they were salty as fuck. I didn't like them.
No, it's just like,
but yeah, that's true. People, like, we don't take constructive criticism.
Like, why would you open a vegan restaurant in the middle of the hood where everybody's carnivores?
Research.
It's a great
bad
idea.
Investment.
It sounds like this is going to be, I'm going to change it. Take that. go take that elsewhere. Do your research.
I eat at it,
Find some
though.
property on the other side of town. You know what I'm saying? When these people get up in the morning and run their jogs or whatever, this is what they look for. Don't do this over here when somebody wants some oxtails and aki. This is not what we doing over here, bro. Like, it's cool for 2 weeks, and then it's like, yo, y'all gotta go, bro. Like, is there any meat available here? Like, you ain't changing. It's certain things you can't go in certain places and make happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? Certain people have habits that break higher.
But that's back to research and learning who your market base is.
Right.
Like you said, you can't go into a neighborhood where like the barbecue and the fish place be popping, every day of the week and think that vegan is the best option to sit between them. Maybe it's not the best option for that area, but it's still an option somewhere else where it can be successful. That's about setting yourself up for success and doing the research. My thing with marketing, though, is that I know I'm a visualist. I am attracted to things that catch my eye. That's what I first noticed about anything. Like, how is it packaged? How was that video? How was the commercial? What did they say? Like, I look at all of that and then I get giddy and go, "Oh, I want it," or "What the fuck was that? Like, what did I just see?" Like, those are usually my reactions. And when I look at Black-owned businesses, their marketing, sometimes I'm impressed. Sometimes I'm like, wow, if they would just tweak this, I could see more people being visually drawn to it. But for the most part, some of it is horrible. Like, if I can't read your logo and understand what the logo said, I'm like, I don't know that you're a catering company. Shit, it looked like an exotic dancer. I didn't know. Like, I don't know if I'm ordering peaches or I'm getting peaches.
What
like,
kind of
Cakes and more cakes.
Yeah.
That a two-piece? That's a dress.
I don't know. But
either or could be good.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that we look past what looks good to us. It's about the masses. How are we going to attract the client base that we're looking for based on what we're putting out there? And again, that's a matter of research. Did we have a team and get opinions from individuals, or did we just go solely based on those my two favorite colors? I like this design. I always wanted that. Well, that's good if you trying to cater to you. But if you want 20 more individuals to pick up that plight and become loyalists of your brand, then you might have to do something a little different. And that's the part where, going on somebody's website. I was on one person's website because I was interested. I was like, oh, this looks real good. I'm go there. It was all in black. And then it had black backgrounds. So I couldn't even see the images. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? It's all in black. Do they know that it's like this? And for a minute, I was like, well, maybe I clicked on something and I darkened it up. So here I am clicking like, is it gonna turn a different color? Like, and then I was like, no, I think this is just it. And then something hot pink scrolled up and I was like, shit, what did that just say? I couldn't even read it. I was like, I'm done. Visually, you hurt my eyes. I don't even know what I'm looking for anymore. I'm no longer interested in that dress. Like, it was one of those types of experience where we can't let our emotion drive that type of, thing. Marketing is about appealing to the masses. Like, it's great if it's your favorite color, but does it work? I'm all for black. But shit, sometimes a black background don't do you no good. You need to figure out how do you want your products to be seen. It's that part of marketing that I really wish we did better. Like, sometimes handwriting a note is not the best thing if you don't got good penmanship. So I thought you saying thank you was a good thing. But bitch, you look like you just told me.
Fuck you? You like she said fuck you?
Yeah, fuck you. I was like, what? Is that a T or an F? What is it? What'd she say? That's not a good look. Pay the extra dollars to get the thank you card that's already pre-printed that says thank you. It works.
Or ask the kid that you got that can write to do it for you. That's what you do. Ask one of your kids, man. Good child labor, baby.
Child labor, but shit, even they might be like, fuck you. Mom, fuck you. I don't want to write this. And I don't want peanut butter and jelly on it either.
Yeah, that might be. I would have been one of them kids like, oh, you want me to do this bullshit?
You get a little kid involved. I don't know if that hot flaming Doritos on my paper that said thank you, but it's got like ball prints
management.
Now.
It's all management. It's management. All management.
So.
No, true.
Yeah.
That's true.
There's so much. I think that we could learn from each other.
It's a lot to business, man. It's
if
really
we would just take the time to network, invest in our investments. I think we owe it to ourselves, especially if we want to be successful. But we also owe it to our customer base too.
I got one more point to make.
Go ahead.
Stop buying into the fucking myth of I ain't gonna change. I don't change. Motherfucker, everything changes. Everything evolves. Nigga, you still ain't a motherfucking baby, is you? Nah. Shit, you grew. You fucking grew and developed, nigga. Keep growing and developing. Stop. And the point I'm making is, things are going to change with your business. Let it grow. It's going to start out small. Yeah, may start out in the hood. But if it grows, if it outgrows that shit, be okay with that.
More square footage, man.
And surround yourself with people that want to be successful.
And want you to be successful.
And want you to be successful. So you got to align yourself with people who have the same definitions of what success looks like. So that's a huge part of it. That's a huge part of the growth. Because we, sometimes we can't always bring Tyrone and them along.
Nah.
Sometimes tying them ain't good for business.
Yeah, little Ty be fucking up, cuz.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Put him where he's good at. Put him where he's good at. Don't ask him to run the business. Maybe he just needs to do security, and that's okay.
Amen.
Some people aren't good anywhere, and it's a fact.
That's facts. That is.
You gotta know when to let people go.
We have to be able to say, you know what, dog? I need you to fall back on this one. I need you to fall back on this one.
Be all right with that.
We're going to roll this way.
Stay the friendship or the kinship. But
and if they don't want to be your friend because they don't understand that they can't come with you, like that's their problem.
Hey, man, we done seen many a nigga go down because they want to bring everybody with them. Like, we've seen it across all different types of industries. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody's not good for you or your business or your brand. Mm-hmm. So you got to keep that in mind too.
Yep.
So to the lady who still owe me some lashes.
Bitch, where them lashes at? Where them lashes at, bitch?
Them lashes together.
I'm like, well, that is the last time you'll get my business. And no, I will never say anything good about your product.
What's the business name?
No, I'm not
put that shit
petty.
on blast.
I'm not that petty.
I am.
No,
so
but you know
strongly
what?
Worded
My
email
level of
didn't
pettiness
work out,
is on a professional level.
Nah, the to whom it may concern letter didn't work.
Yep.
That didn't fly.
The inbox is full. The inbox is full. Every time I see her post something, I get up in there and I be like, don't order from this business. I give them my stream of comments between me and her. And I be like, so I'm surprised I'm not blocked yet, but that's all right.
Say her name so we know.
The petty is strong with you. The petty is strong.
No, I'm not.
Her lashes is
my petty meter. I'm just like, lesson learned. But for anybody else, I want to save you that $22. And that's the problem. It was all over $22.
I know we've done business with people and like, I feel like time to me is so big and they have not honored like their part. And I don't go talk negatively about them, but I'll be like, I hope you learned with me and you get better at this, but like, I'm not going to promote you to nobody. And if my friends ask me about you, I'm going to be truthful about it. I'm not going to talk bad about you, but I hope you do better with the next person. So I'm not petty when it comes to business, but like, I ain't going to fuck with you and I ain't going to let nobody I know because I want to save them because I see you ain't got no better.
Well, people need to understand that
and that's
if you mess me over, like, why would I tell anyone to go to you? Like, there's no way that I would tell anyone, even if they're like, oh, wasn't you with? Like, nope, don't do it. Like,
don't do it.
No, my friend.
And I don't know why people don't understand that. Like, word of mouth is huge. And so, like, all it takes to have great reviews. All it takes is a few people to be like, no.
Shut it down.
Really feel like, especially if you ever read reviews and those 1 stars all say the same thing, you'd be like, yeah, this might be some truth to this. But if it's, if it's nothing but 5 stars, you got a 1 star, it's like, all right, they may have had a bad experience.
They had an off day.
Yeah. Time is huge, man.
Yeah, time is of essence. And that's the most important thing, even like when you open and close. You say you're going to be open at a certain time, be open at a certain, don't have a lunch special and you ain't open at lunchtime. You know what I'm saying? Like weird shit like that. Like I come here from 3 to 4, ain't nobody here. But every time I get here at 6, the sign for the lunch special at 3 to 4 is up. I'm feeling slighted right now, my brother. Like, what's going on here? You know what I mean? If you gonna close,
we ain't got no folk time.
Don't get me started on the open and close, because the whole reason why I'm back to wearing lash strips is that lash technician is a black woman.
The lash technician.
The lash technician is a black woman. This heifer will literally confirm the time with me the day of or the day before. And I have yet to have her show up when she's supposed to be there. She'd be like, see you at 8:30 in the morning. I'd be like, okay, I'll be there. And at 8:15, I'm in the parking lot. 8:30 roll around. I'd be like, oh, she running a little late. 8:45 roll around. I'd be like, where this heifer at? 9 o'clock, I'd be like, I'm out. And then at 4:30, she'll text and be like, oh my goodness, girl, I am so sorry. I missed your appointment. I'll give you a discount the next time. I'd be like, but that means you actually have to show up. So guess what?
Hey,
I'm no longer your client.
It's going to end up being free in a minute. Wait her out. Stall her.
I had that happen to me.
Where?
You stupid.
Wait it out. I am no longer interested.
Happened to me. I gave her 5 minutes and she texted me at minute number 5, 5 minutes and 30 seconds. I was like, I'm already down the street. I don't wait. We had an appointment. You knew all day. I ain't fucking waiting. You show up when you're supposed to be here or you lost my money. And I don't, I do not wait. I do not wait.
It was important. It was the eyelashes. It was an important event. I was willing. I was like, come on, girl, get here. And when she didn't show up, but this is the thing. This happens at least once a month. And I only see her twice a month. So I'd be like,
I'll be ready to fight.
I don't want to. I don't want to. Listen, I could plug a whole nother company that ain't even black owned and be like, get your stuff from there.
You always got to go ahead and ling up, son.
Yeah.
Got to go ahead and
Here we go with
ling.
ling.
No.
Ling, come through.
No, you know who do lashes now? I'm a lash technician. I do my own fucking lashes now. Listen, I got the product. I was like, D, I put the lashes on in less than 10 minutes. I was spending at least 2 hours with this heifer. And I was like,
She was just playing in your face.
I did it.
She was just playing in your face, nigga. Like, you did it in 10 minutes?
That's crazy.
I'm done. Done. Black-owned businesses, people.
And I think the worst perpetrators are people in the beauty industry. Like the beauty industry is the worst perpetrators of timeliness. Like lashes, I go to get my hair braided. I didn't already washed it. I'm looking crazy. I'm waiting outside. Like, bitch, did you forget I'm supposed to get my hair braided? Like, now I got to go home and come up with a plan B. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, the beauty industry are the worst perpetrators of not respecting your time or your dollar. They don't give a shit.
You and your beautician or barber got to have the understanding, like, yo, fam, I will fuck you up, cuz, if you miss my appointment. Try me one time. It'll be the last time we together, but I still fucked you up, right? Remember that for the next nigga. And I be going somewhere across town.
Black your eyes.
That's why I ain't got my hair cut by nobody in 20 years but Freeman, because I don't have patience for this shit, bro. So you see me? Bald. I got a great hairline.
Shout out to Master's Touch, by the way.
Big time.
Free-zo,
love my boys.
Burn Diggy. Burn Diggy and Free-zo.
With
Big
that
Free-zo.
being said, there's a lot to learn from the consumer. We may not always be right, but we damn always got the money. So please show us some respect. Get your stuff together so that we can make sure that we keep our black earned money in our black owned community.
I like that. The customer may not be always right, but they sure damn got the money.
That's some gangster shit right there.
Right.
That makes so much sense. That's true. That is wow.
Right.
I feel like
We
I'm
got so
getting
much
this
game,
order.
baby.
I might put that on the
got so much
man.
game
order right now.
Always
I have to
right,
put
but they
that
got
in
the
a
money.
book.
Right, they need to go on a shirt.
Trademark that
Not
shit.
always right.
You motherfuckers, I'm gonna be like
Always
Apple on
got
you
the
niggas if I see you post it.
Right. Perpetuity.
I'm gonna be, yeah,
Word
perpetuity.
of the day. Word of the day.
Perpetuity, goddamn.
baby.
Perpetuity.
Hey, I want to thank everyone for joining us for the conversation. Thank you, Apple, Ray, Kelly D. As always, it has been a pleasure. I feel like we can go on and on about some of these topics.
Yes.
But as you know, there's always another podcast and another topic. I'm pretty sure as Black-owned businesses continue to grow and prosper, we'll run into other situations that we need to talk about. So with that being said, it's your girl AA.
And your nigga D. Lewis.
And this has been another episode of the Urban Green Room Podcast. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, and comment. Have a great evening, everyone, and we are
Thank
out.
you for tuning into the Urban Green Room Podcast. Let's keep the conversation going. Hit us up at urbangreenroom.net or on our Facebook or IG page.
I always follow them.
Tell us what you think about today's conversation. If there's a topic you want to discuss, let us know. And by all means, tell a friend. The Urban Green Room Podcast, giving you something to talk about. Until next time, we out.